Now on with the SQL Server installation. I will double click to run the 32-bit SQL installer. Click Run. You will see the SQL Server Installation Center. The first thing you need to do is click on System Configuration Checker on the right. This will let you know if your computer is capable of running SQL Server. If everything goes well, you will see that all the tests passed, and you will have no failed tests, skipped tests, or warnings. Click OK. Move to the left and click on the installation. In case you don't have a SQL program installed in your computer, or in case you do have a SQL Server Express 2008 installed and you just want to add features, choose New SQL Server Standalone Installation or Add Features to an existing installation. If you already have an older version installed, like for instance SQL Server 2005, you will choose an upgrade. At the moment I do not have any SQL program installed, so I will select the first option. At Setup Support Rules, the computer will check again to see if it's capable of running SQL Server. If everything goes well, you can click OK. Now it's asking for a product key, which I do not have, so I will choose the free edition and click on Next. Now it's showing your license terms. If you want to read this some other day, you can copy or print it. If you want this program in your computer, you must accept the license terms. So check I accept and click on Next. At Setup Support Files, click Install. It may take a couple of minutes to install all the files needed for setup support. You'll see a warning here for Windows Firewall. Other programs will use your SQL Server by connecting to it through a port, and the port must be open to enable remote access. That's how servers and clients work. They need to communicate. Windows Firewall could lock down most of your ports to keep you safe from viruses. Basically, we will need to open up the port for SQL Server so other programs can talk to it. This shouldn't be a problem if you want to use SQL locally, but for now we will just click Next. Here at Feature Selection, it shows you a list of all the features you can install. You can check all options from Instance Features and Shared Features, and then click Next. At Instance Configuration, next to Named Instance, you will see the default server name, which is SQL Express. If you wish, you can change the name, you can put something different. But if you go up and choose default instance, it will automatically put your system name, which can always be found if you right click on My Computer and hit Properties. My system name is Home PC. Let's choose default server name and leave instance ID as it is. At SQL Server directory, we could set this on a different drive, a different location. But it's okay to leave it like this, especially if you have enough space on your C drive. Hit Next. This is showing the disk space requirements. SQL Server 2008 requires 295 megabytes of space, and I have around 21,000 megabytes of space, which is more than enough. If you do not have enough space, go one step back and change the location or directory. If you do have enough space on drive C, just hit Next. This is an important screen. It is asking for the accounts that this is going to run under. At SQL Server Database Engine, under Account Name, you could put the default name by choosing nt/system. But typically what you have to do is make a dedicated service account in your domain that should be running a lot of services. For now, just for ease, I'm going to put my system account as the one to use, and I will set startup type from SQL Server Browser to automatic. This is not best practice, but it's okay in case we use SQL at home for learning purposes. Click Next. At Database Engine configuration, we can set it with Windows Authentication mode since we have the Windows account created. Keep in mind that you won't be able to go to the next step without your Windows account. Without it, you will get a missing system administrator account error message. If we choose Mixed Mode, SQL will use two security levels, meaning the Windows Authentication and the SQL Server Authentication. In other words, you will need to add a custom SQL password and confirm it. So basically, this screen lets you connect either through a Windows user or through a username and password. Also, under Specify SQL Server Administrators, click Add Current User and choose Home PC or whatever Windows username you have. By adding the user, I am able to work with trusted connections using the network identity, or I can connect by using a username and password. A SQL Server Administrator has unrestricted access to the database engine. So I chose Windows Authentication and added Home PC as current user. Click Next. At Error and Usage Reporting, I will just skip these options. I usually do not want my programs to send error reports or usage data, as that can make them run slower than usual. So hit Next. At Installation Rules, there is no warning. That's perfect. Click Next. The Ready to Install screen shows all the features that are ready to be installed and the configuration file path. It will be on the C drive. Click Install. The installation process may take a few minutes. Each feature has the green check mark. That means the installation was successful. Hit Next. And now you get the confirmation that your SQL Server 2008 installation completed successfully. Click on Close. You can also close the SQL Server Installation Center window. Before we continue, it is recommended to restart the system, so I will restart my computer. After rebooting, we still need to open the port in the firewall for our program. We do that by clicking on the Windows icon, then on Search. Type in Windows Firewall and select the one without advanced security. Click on Allow a program or feature for Windows Firewall. Click on Allow another program. Click on the Browse button. Go to Drive C, then Program Files, Microsoft SQL Server, MSSQL10.SQL Express, MSSQL, and then the bin folder. Look for an executable file called SQLSERVR. Click Open. Now hit Add. And now SQL Server is added to our list, so other programs can communicate to it. Click OK. Close the Windows Firewall window. It seems the 32-bit version of SQL Server came without a SQL Server Management Studio or SSMS. SSMS is usually the main part of the package that is used to connect to the server. But it's okay, we can still use the server. We'll be using the Microsoft SQL command utility and command prompt. Click on the Windows icon, then on Search. Type in CMD, that stands for Command Prompt. Click on the CMD from the list. Now we need to type in sqlcmd.exe space -s space /SQL Express space -E. Keep in mind that capital S and capital E are mandatory. This tool is case sensitive. But what does this command mean? It means we will run the SQL command tool to connect to the server. -S means server. We will use our instance name, which is SQL Express. And -E stands for Trusted Connection to the server through our Windows system account. Press Enter. We have number 1 on the left. That means we're connected and the server is waiting for our first command. Let's just ask it to list the databases from this free package. Write down select name from sys.databases. Press Enter. Now you're on line 2. This shows that the first command was correct, and the server is now waiting for you to run the command. Write down Go and press Enter. It ran okay. We have 4 databases, and it went back to line 1. In conclusion, the server is officially installed and ready. You can write commands, scripts, to select a table from a database and query data regarding customers, employees, suppliers, students, cigars, cigarettes, or whatever information is included in that table. Or you can write down your own programs that use SQL Server. If you want to exit the server, just write down exit and press enter. Write exit again and hit enter if you want to exit command prompt. I know, SQL CMD is a strange tool. It has no menus or buttons. It looks old. That's because it really is. It has been with us for a very long time. And if I'm not mistaken, it came out in Microsoft SQL Server 2000. Even so, it is very powerful and reliable. So have fun with SQL Server.